Alright, what is going on, guys? MeeZoid here. Welcome to a special video. We're talking about Cobra Map 1, the official release of CCT, taking place tomorrow at 3 p.m. EST. So the queue for CCT will actually open today at 3 p.m. EST for the release tomorrow, Friday, 3 p.m. EST. Yes, it is kind of a weird release date, but the reason for that is because we didn't want to release on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and instead we're going to do it before then when everyone should be on break at that time. If you're not familiar with CCT or Cobra at all, I'm going to be explaining it like very briefly after this, but again, to go over some of the information, it's going to be 8-man teams for this map. We fixed all the bugs that we know of from the beta map, which was a lot, so really glad we did a beta map. We have added in more of the planned features such as skill tree. If we type skill tree, you can see we have it all right here, which is really cool. We'll get into that later. And a lot has just been reworked and changed based on the feedback we got from you guys during the beta. But let's actually get into explaining CCT for those that don't really know about it or didn't check out the beta or anything like that. So basically, CCT is our brand new game mode. It's similar to HCF, Factions, Skyblock, and Prisons because it kind of mixes core elements of those together. I will say that the HCF aspect is probably the most notable, and you guys can probably tell based on the the playstyle and the gameplay in this. When it comes to custom PvP, that's where Faction shines. When it comes to other content like economy, PvE, that's where Skyblock and Prisons comes from. So I did make a super in-depth video that was like 40 minutes long, like last week or 2 weeks ago. If you want to like check that out, you can. We also have a master post explaining basically every feature if you'd rather just read it instead of listening to it down below. But I will be showing like visuals in game and stuff like that. But either way, be sure to log on and play Cobra.gg, and when you do log on, do redeem MeeZoid for some free coins that you can spend in our donator shop, as well as some free like money that you can get on Star of the World. So the first thing that's going to happen when you log on CCT, if you're on for the release, are the start of the map phases. If we type /phases or start of the map or anything like that, it'll open up the map phases menu where you can see what each phase of start of the map is. It's kind of a whole new system for opening up a map and getting started. The maps are 3 weeks long, by the way. The beta map was only a week long, so there wasn't like a full-on representation of economy development, but through 3 weeks of gameplay, it will start to rapidly change compared to last map. But yeah, start of the map is /phases. So we go into here, we can see we got the gathering phase where there's a whole bunch of different stuff. You can see there's boosters, there's /shop able from everywhere. The PvP is disabled, you can't take damage. There's a backpack that you get. There's warzone spawners that are disabled, and a nether are disabled, envoys are disabled, and claiming is disabled. So this will last a full hour before going into the next phase, the builder phase, where claiming actually enables. So that first hour is for you guys to gather as much money as possible, gather as many resources as possible, use the shop, and get money to actually get that claim during the second phase. And another still disabled, PvP still disabled, but we actually do enable printer, which is a command that you can access creative mode to build inside your claim, but if you place blocks, it gets charges from your balance automatically. So every world on CCT is completely custom built. You can see right here, this is the overworld warzone. There's a bunch of different points of interest in every quadrant. So similar to this, the nether and the end are just like that. We are here in the nether, which is called the wasteland on CCT. Similar style, it's custom built. Every quadrant has a purpose. This actually enables in the third phase, which is the exploration phase. You can see right here, nether enables, and PvP is actually enabled in the nether, so you got to be very careful. The border of the overworld is also increasing throughout these phases. And then we got the warzone phase. This is where PvP actually it enables everywhere. So by phase 4, which is the 4th hour of the map, that's when PvP is enabled in the overworld. Warzone spawners enable, which there's spawners in the warzone like creeper spawners. That's how you get gunpowder. The next phase is the quest phase, where it opens up a quest UI that you can actually complete these quests only during this phase to claim pretty good rewards. I know on the beta map we just gave out like 100k per quest. That'll probably be changed for this map to be like actually balanced and stuff like that. By the way, important to note, the soul with backpack disables in the third hour, but we changed it from the last map so that if your backpack disables and you lose items in it, it goes into a /claim, so you can claim the items back. Phase 6, the minigame phase, it just enables minigames. They start running, the rates are boosted, the rewards are boosted. Booster phase is kind of like the final phase of the day, where it's just like a 3-hour long phase. It's kind of like a cooldown phase that just has extra boosts like XP, mob drops, 10% chance for double resources, and then envoy spawn rates boosted. That is the first day of the map, what you guys will expect, and kind of how we get started into CCT. The next day we'll have the end opening, and the end has its own end city, which you guys have probably seen if you went to the beta. This is the end safe zone. You'll spawn right there. We actually have an end cannon that you can like walk on top of to shoot yourself to another island. Very cool. But yeah, every island in the end has its own purpose and theme. This is the nature island, so when you mine the sand, it will regenerate. When you mine the wood, it will regenerate as well. We got the creeper island. There's gonna be creeper spawners here. We can go to the main island. This is where the dragon den is. The dragon den, you can get a bunch of loot loot. We got 50 chests that spawn every like hour and 45 minutes, which are really, really good loot. This is probably one of the best regenerating loot tables in the game. We can see if I actually loot this right now, I'm going to get a Tropico set piece right there, which is really good. We can get ancient shard pouch, web egg, and there are other islands on here as well, such as the cavern island, which is this one right here that we're in. You can go into here. This is the end cavern, just like the Warzone cavern. You can use the cavern pickaxe in here and actually like spend crypto on your pickaxe and all that good stuff. And the last island I don't think I mentioned yet is the glowstone island, which is over here. It's kind of like glowstone mountain from the old days. The glowstone just regenerates. So yeah, the end city is like its own little world that has plenty to do, plenty of purpose, and it's pretty big, so it's not like super crazy that you'll get ganked out every time. That's why we have the cannon as well, so people can't just camp the bridges. But yeah, end city, that's what it is right there. The wasteland also has a similar thing to the dragon's den, which is called the bunker, which does have regenerating loot. It is worse than the end city, but it's still very, very good. You can see if I open this up, I'm going to get a white scroll, a transmog scroll, over here, a fishing machine, a mysterious artifact. But yeah, that I wanted to cover like start of the world first and the worlds, because that's kind of what you need to know when you're getting started. But yeah, the claiming, you can claim your own base just like on HCF. The claim prices are obviously like increased by a lot, but with the money that you're making on the server, it kind of goes hand in hand. We did rebalance all the economy stuff and XP as well. For those who played the beta, the XP was not correct as it should have been. It's we actually have multiplying it by 4 for this upcoming map, so it'll actually match Minecadia, which is kind of what it's based off of. But yeah, I kind of just want to like cover the unique stuff right there. And then when you kind of think about it, like progressing through the map and stuff like that, just think of like an HCF map mixed with new content. So we have a ton of new PvP events that are really, really cool. You got King of the Hill, Secure the Payload, Hell Cage, Hardpoint, Oddball, Control the Zone, and Capture the Flag. All of those are super cool, and a bunch of these are completely brand new to the game mode. Like Capture the Flag hasn't been done, Oddball hasn't been done, Hardpoint hasn't been done, Secure the Payload hasn't been done, Hell Cage hasn't. Control the Zone, you can kind of argue it's been done, but not really. The only one that's like kind of staying is King of the Hill. Of course, we have mini games. You guys saw that in the phases. We have all these mini games that you can participate in, get rewards from them. And we do have fashion competition with F-Top, which we will be improving as well in the future to make it a little bit more organized. You can like see all the team point stuff and like break it down and all that. We do have bosses, VD/boss. We can see Warzone bosses. These are kind of like the League of Legends Dragon system. When you get the last hit on one of these, it'll give your team a benefit for an hour. You can see each one has its own theme. Ocean gives you extra hearts and regen 1. Infernal gives you permanent strength 1 and increased outgoing damage. Mountain gives permanent res 1 for an hour, reduced incoming durability damage, and then Cloud gives you permanent speed 3, and the Elder Dragon gives you all of that for 1 hour. These are very hard bosses to kill. Again, last map they were like one-shotting people, so we fixed that, but it is a very critical part of the competitive side of everything. So Dungeons and Temple Run will not be in for map 1 of Cobra. We just couldn't get it in time, so that's going to be a future thing. But Dungeons is like a PvE event. A Temple Run is like also a PvE event, but it's solo based. If we get into the custom PvP, if you're familiar with Minecadia, then you'll be familiar with all this stuff. We got enchants, we got masks, we got pets, we've got classes, which is actually not a Minecadia. This is like an HCF type of thing, but we have it a little bit different now. We've got sniper, medic, sorcerer, scout, archer, gatherer, and then just the diamond class. We have admin items, which is just a few special rare items that you can get on the server. We have star items, which I think we only have 2 right now. Yep, right there. One of the newest features we have are the skill tree. This was not in the beta map. Skill tree, you can buy skill points right here. Right now we have the price like 20 million. We'll see how that goes. I mean, it's a very, very high amount, but I think as the economy progresses, it'll be more realistic to actually get them. And we don't want people just going through every single skill tree completely easily, because you can see we've got 6 different ones. We got combat, archery, sorcerer, gathering, assassin, and artifact. So if we go to combat, you can see we have like a bunch of different upgrades. You have to start from the bottom and you go through it, and you can take your own path. You can go to archery, has its own one, sorcery has its own one, gathering has its own one, assassin has its own one, and artifacts, you can actually upgrade what the artifacts do. So you can make it so that rod of paralysis goes to 20 seconds, speed 3 when you use it, gives slowness 1. It's very, very cool. Each one has its own little upgrades. We do have F upgrades as well, which is kind of like a skill tree, but for your entire faction, and it's a lot more kind of organized because you can just level up 1 through 4. It's not like a tree. Again, they are pretty expensive, but if you think about it, we don't really know how the economy will progress over 3 weeks. I really do think it'll start to get higher and higher and higher. Even like towards the end of the beta, we were making a lot, like millions and millions of dollars off of the machine. So I think over time, these will become affordable. I don't want like people getting these right on Start of the World. You can see we have literally 500 million for level 4. So we'll see how high it gets. But yeah, I mean, I've been talking about money a lot. That means economy is a big part of it. We do slash machines. These are our custom generators for monies. You can see farming machine, woodcutting machine, fishing, and mining. You kind of get them by either buying them straight from the slash shop in the machines menu, or you can get fragments by doing the task. So you get farming fragments by farming, you get wood cutting by wood cutting, you get spawn or the mining machine, sorry, the fishing machine fragments from fishing, and then mining while mining, and then you kind of craft it with this recipe, and that's how you get it. So we are going to be increasing the fragment chance a lot, because last map they were very, very rare. We're going to change that up so that you can start having a way higher chance of getting fragments and actually kind of crafting machines straight from doing it, because that should be more part of the purpose instead of trying to, you know, buy them from the slash shop. But we will still always have these here. We do have an XP shop as well, and like I said, XP was significantly buffed for this map. It should actually be more realistic now. We have an AH that you can, you know, list your items to. We have a slash shop, like I just said. We have slash trade. We have pet ranches, which are really, really cool. I showed those off in previous videos. And then, of course, you can spend money on F upgrades and skill tree. I might have forgot to show off slash armor sets. These are the custom armor sets that you can get on the server. You got Goliath, you've got Koth, you've got Mamba, you've got Tropico, and you've got Adventurer. And then, of course, we do have the in-game coin shop, which you can get coins just by playing, and you can spend it on ranks, crate keys, consumables, all that sort of stuff. Guys, I really just summarized that as quick as possible. I don't want to make this too long because I've already made plenty of videos like this, but I hope to see you guys online. This is our first official map of CCT coming out tomorrow, Friday, December 23rd, 3 p.m. EST, server IP Cobra.gg. Use redeem MeeZoid on Star of the World. And yeah, I'm going to be aiming for like 3 to 4 CCT uploads per week, kind of like the old days in HCF. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to it. Obviously, though, when you're online, if a lot of the stuff I skimmed, you can actually go into tutorial on Cobra right now. You go to the slash hub and just click on tutorial, and you can actually start doing the tutorial, and you get a little bit rundown of what I kind of just went over. But yeah, there is a lot that I did not talk about, but I'm sure you guys can tell it's kind of just like HCF with a whole lot of new content that kind of makes it not HCF anymore. And I hope to see you guys online. So again, 8-man factions. I think the map kit is going to stay at Prot 3 Sharp 3. Again, you can craft all the way up to that. There's no like restriction like there was in HCF. There's no kits like there are in HCF, like slash kits. So yeah, it's a little bit of a grindy game mode, but a 3-week-long map. Hopefully you guys are there to enjoy it. Also, for what's coming that wasn't in the beta, the weekend events should be in. Those should all be good to go. Dark Fortress will be completed, and that will be in as well. I already said the skill tree. The end opening event will be in. So a bunch of new stuff that wasn't in the beta will take place this map as well. But yeah, guys, that's going to be all. Cobra.gg. I'll see you guys there. Peace.